Welcome back to another set of executive interviews from Writesea. We are here live in the London, UK Job Boards Connect conference. We are having such a great time. And I have two special guests today. It's the first time we've had two guests on these interviews. It's the Louises of Job Boards Connect. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Very nice to be here.
Yes, thank you so much. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having Writesea here at this conference. You guys have curated an amazing experience. The vibe is really good. And I think with conferences, it's all about the vibe. But tell the audience what each of you guys do, what your roles are, and what exactly is Job Boards Connect.
Do you want to go? I'll go first. So we have worked together for quite a long time, but we started Job Boards Connect 2 years ago. So this is our second London annual conference.
Okay.
We'll do another one slightly earlier in the year. So my background is recruitment agencies. I've been running UK Recruiter for 20 years, but I've always loved job boards. So it's great to work on this with Louise.
Yeah, and Louise and I have worked together in a previous life, but my background is with job boards. So I've worked for a job board since 1999. So had various different roles, but have always enjoyed working with the job boards and encouraging the growth of the job board market. So it seemed like a natural thing for us to do to pool our resources. Louise has spent a lot of time organising previous events. And so, yeah, so it works well, and we're really enjoying getting the community together.
That's awesome. So tell us about what is Job Boards Connect? Like, who's it for? Why did you guys start it? And, tell us about the origination of it.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so it's something that's evolved over the years, but we've always felt it's really important that the job boards speak to each other. They're doing more and more business together, but they all have similar challenges and issues or things that they want to discuss. And so we introduced the idea of getting the job boards together in an event so that they could share those experiences. So you'll see during the day in our conferences, there's lots of conversation. But yes, it is focused at the job boards and the vendors to the market. So people that are actually providing products and services that the job boards might be interested in, because the job board community, they need to continue to grow their tech and be innovative and use more technology and services that can make their products better. So that's really what we focus on.
And does Job Boards Connect do these conferences outside of England or only in England? Or
Good question. Currently, only in the UK, and actually only in London.
Okay.
So, there's other amazing parts of the UK, but London's a great central point for people flying in from abroad. And we do have a very global audience at this conference. But for 2024 at least, we're staying in the UK only.
Okay. Any plans to travel across the pond over to our neck of the woods in the US?
Maybe we'll see. We won't answer that question right now, but yeah, we'll see. It's early stages for us. We're just starting out, but the conferences have grown very quickly, so there is a demand from the audience, and we are asked repeatedly if we will go overseas. So we are listening, and it is something we do talk about.
It's tough growing a conference, right? Running an event is not easy. We've done hundreds of events ourselves, so we know exactly what it's like running a conference. What do you think has made your guys' conference so successful in such a short period of time?
I think because Louise and I are very well known within the industry, we've worked with a lot of these people for a very long time. One of the differences about our conference compared to others is that we try and make it as relaxed as we possibly can. I think it has more of a relaxed vibe. We like to get people together for a drink before the conference. We had a really great networking last night. Not too many drinks. So
save those for after.
Today. But yeah, so a few drinks afterwards. But yeah, I think the conversation and the networking, we focus very much on the content, but equally with the networking. And so we have the opportunity for people to connect and organise meetings. And
Okay.
I think people then get to know each other better because they're having one-to-one conversations. Because I think it's always a challenge when you go to a conference and you don't know anyone in the room. It's uncomfortable, it feels a bit more stuffy. So trying to get people to know each other's faces and build relationships with each other makes the vibe much more relaxed.
And you guys also incorporated technology and have an app now, so that's pretty cool. The app allows you really easily to interact with people, set meetings, send messages. I've been using it for the last 2 weeks. I think I was the first one on it when you guys
That's great.
when you guys did it. I've been sending it since the
You've been
beginning of
hogging the
October.
space.
Yes, exactly. But I mean, that's what you need to do in this
Mhm.
day and age, right? Is incorporate new tech
Mhm.
and do things like that. So what are some of the, exciting things that Job Boards Connect is going to be doing potentially in the future in terms of maybe your next conference?
So in next year, we're doing two events. We're doing the Unplugged event, which will be in London
Nice.
in May, and that is even more casual than this. So some kind of roundtable discussions, breakout spaces, still with the networking because we know that's really important. And we're also launching our awards next year.
Ooh, nice. Awards are always good. Play to people's vanity, but at the same time too, right?
Yeah, no, but it will be
People
really
like getting awards.
yeah. And I think that we're doing our awards slightly differently
Okay.
from some of the other awards because there's a lot in the space. You don't want to overlap with other people. So we've really tried to take what we've learned from all these years of experience to bring things slightly different to the awards space. And yeah, so we're launching that. There's some information about it here for attendees. The other thing we're doing, you talk about community, we've got a Slack community.
Okay.
So that's a closed space for people who've been to these events or in the job board space to communicate and to keep the conversation going because the app's great, but that's very event focused.
Right.
Whereas the Slack community can go all year.
Afterwards, how can they find you on that app? Where do they search?
So it's on the Job Boards Connect website. There's information about the Slack community.
Okay.
Get on that, and essentially anybody who's in the job board space can join that. It's gated, but only insofar as you have to be a job board or a provider to job board.
Got it, got it. And this is another place where people can continue the conversations, talk about whatever's going on. Do you guys do anything outside of the conference? Or is it just the conference, you guys? This is kind of like an all-year thing working on it.
We do online roundtables, like Zoom type events, and then we've also got a live broadcast channel. So we do on Crowdcast, we do live events where we interview some of our partners, and also next year starting our focus groups,
Yeah.
which are for industry vendors to hear what job boards want from them.
Oh, that's perfect. So like, who's your ideal customer? What is the type of consumer or customer that you guys are looking to attract?
Well, we work with a lot of the people in the room at the moment are the large job boards.
Okay.
So the aggregation sites, programmatic organisations, digital marketing agencies that work in the job space. So anybody that is advertising jobs online. So the awards that Louise mentioned are called the Digital Job Advertising Awards. So we call them the DJAX Awards.
DJX?
DJAX. So yeah, anybody in that space. When we called the business Job Boards Connect, but you can't really, many of the businesses that come along to these events, you wouldn't say are a traditional job board anymore.
Sure.
Because the market has changed.
Oh yeah.
And so, we change along with that. But so anybody who's optimizing jobs and attracting candidates and delivering good quality responses to employers, that's the audience that we attract here.
What made you ladies want to transition out of what you were doing and do events and conferences? Like, what was it that made you change? Like, what was it? Was it just the networking, interacting with the people? What was it?
I think it's an evolution of what we were already doing.
Mm.
So it's really close to what we were both already doing. I mean, I've been working with recruitment agencies, running events and conferences for over 20 years. I was around at the start of job boards, as we knew. So it's something, I have a real passion for job boards. I love the niche of it.
Okay.
And like Louise says, they're marketplaces, they're not just job boards. I enjoy the evolution of it. And this just felt so right. And we were not stepping on anyone else's toes. There was nothing else in this space in the UK market.
So, my next question was going to be, what makes Job Boards Connect different than maybe some of the other conferences that are out there? Because I've attended RecBuzz in Germany, I've attended TA Tech in Texas, which I believe they're coming out here in a few months. What's different about Job Boards Connect?
I think the word connect is actually really what we focus on. It's why we named the business Job Board.
It's a perfect name.
Because it's about connecting and creating relationships within the industry, and so that's why we focus heavily on the networking side of the content is really important, but I would say there's an element of our audience that come just for the content, there's an element that come just for the networking, and there are people that do both. And so we do have a heavy focus on making sure that people can talk to each other and build relationships. So I say that is probably the thing that sets us apart. All of the conferences in this space do a good job. And
Sure.
Good conferences mean that people want to go to good conferences.
Right.
So as long as we're all doing a good job and we're doing something different, then people want to attend. So Yeah.
So on a daily basis, how often do they confuse you guys because you have the same name? Louisa, Louisa,
quite a few
Louise.
times a day. And it's quite interesting because someone will say to me, "Oh, Louise told me this," and I think, "No, I told you that."
That doesn't bother me at all.
It doesn't bother me. No, no,
It's quite amusing.
it's
Louise G, Louise T.
yes.
Well, yes, although I just say I'm the curly one and you're the short
Yeah.
one,
Yeah,
which
thanks.
is really unkind.
They're amazing too, man. Just two great women, just really connecting with all of us that are in the online recruitment marketplace. I love it. I really appreciate you guys. Let the people know, how can they find you? Where can they find you online? Are you on Twitter? Are you on LinkedIn?
Instagram.
Not, are you on Instagram?
No.
Wait a minute. You tell me you don't have a TikTok?
Dinosaurs, come on.
But
It
you
was
No,
know,
you're not.
TikTok,
let's do
shouldn't
that
we?
next year.
We will do
Time.
that.
You guys are like my younger sister.
We've got a website and it's jobboardsconnect.com. But we are on LinkedIn because
Yes.
actually we're quite prolific on LinkedIn.
Oh,
We've
really?
been using that for a very long time.
Mm.
But yeah, jobboardsconnect.com, easy to find us.
Okay, well, there you go. You heard it here. Thank you so much for a wonderful Writesea executive interview with the Louises of Job Boards Connect. Much love, much respect, and thank you for interviewing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thanks.
yes. All right.